indeed. We are here, and it's Friday again, Chaveevah.
Yes, and this is a wonderful place to be. That's probably a lot of people's favorite time is Friday afternoon, like after work,
Right.
Yeah.
There's only one word to describe a Friday. Precious, and that's what?
Boom shakalaka.
All right. There
know
it
it.
is.
Because there's always something good happening on the North End.
And everywhere else in the Cedar Valley. Welcome, everyone.
Yes, welcome.
Joining us, we've got some great guests today.
Oh,
Yes.
do we
We
ever.
have Precious Muhammad, the owner and founder of Good Things by Precious. And we also have author Rachelle Chase, who has written books about Buxton, Iowa. I've heard a lot about Buxton, but yes, just I would love to get more into the aspect of just the history of it. But anyway, thank you so much, and welcome thank you for being here.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Well, I tell you, we do have a great announcement to make, and it's all about sweet corn. And we're in Iowa, so we all about that life, right?
Yes.
Corn-fed folks. Tell us about that, Chaveevah.
Corn-fed folks. Yes, there's the sweet corn day at the Urban Farmers Market, and it's actually a fundraiser for the farmers market because, as you know, with this COVID, all of our different things that we have happening have taken a little bit of a hit. So that is true. There's going to be selling ribs and turkey legs and corn and pie and all this kind of good stuff at the farmers market. And we want to shout out Billy and Lily Jones for providing a lot of the food that's going to be out there for sale. And so be sure to come out there and support and get your fresh produce because we're about that life in Iowa too.
That's right. Fresh produce at the farmers market and lots of sweet corn. And if you don't know Billy and Lily, they're always there. And they're the friendly people that have all that good produce. So make sure you shout out at them. So yes, we want to talk about something else that's going on tomorrow, and that's right in front of Brothers Barbershop on East 4th Street.
Yes. Well, actually, there will be a virtual release online, and the virtual doors will open at 11:45 a.m. Author Lamont Muhammad, who's also my husband.
Yes, we love Lamont, yes.
But he's not just an author. He's many other things
yes.
as well.
Yes.
But he will have his book release tomorrow, virtually 11:45, and then at 2 p.m. at Brothers Barbershop, right in front, he'll have a pop-up shop where he'll have his books and merchandise available.
Awesome. Right, our local author, Lamont Muhammad. We love his books. He put out the series I Can.
Yes, and I do have that. I Am and I Can.
Oh,
I Am was his
I
first.
Can.
Yes.
Yes.
I Am was the first one. Then he put out I Can, and now he's published. Granny said it's Little Monty's series, so this will be his first series. So we're very excited about that.
Yes,
Great
illustrations as well. Can you flip through it? I just want to see some of the
Oh
colors.
yeah, it's really nice.
And who's the illustrator?
Her name, and I don't want to butcher it up, is Aranaja Iqbal.
Okay.
So yep, but it's very well illustrated.
Look at
It's
him,
so nice.
Monty with the glasses.
So
He's
cute. Yes, it's so cute. I love it. And he put a lot of time and effort into it, making it just right for the kiddos. So
beautiful.
Yeah, it's really well done.
Absolutely. Well, yes, and your shirt.
Yes, and this is one of the items that'll be available. One of the T-shirts. He has little drawstring bags as well that'll be available.
Yes.
Yep. So
we love
I think
Lamont.
that's about it. Yep.
We're gonna have to have Lamont back on and drop some knowledge and spit some. How you say? Yeah.
Spit some rhymes.
Spit
some rhymes.
Yeah.
Do some
tell you, I
dope stuff, right?
Yeah.
Something's really kind of like sick.
Yeah.
And dope and all that
And
kind of
dope,
stuff.
right? Yes. Thank you for that. And remember tomorrow to come out to the
Brothers Barbershop.
Brothers Barbershop. And the address there?
Oh,
Don't
you
know.
got me there. It's on 4th Street. I don't remember. It's on the flyer online. So if you go to Lamont Purcell's Facebook page, you'll be able to see the information there. the virtual release, 11:45, and he'll mention the location again, Brothers Barbershop. I'm sure everyone knows where Brothers Barbershop is at.
829 East 4th Street.
East 4th Street tomorrow. It'll be
Yes.
great. Maybe we should stop by and take some pictures, Chaveevah, and give Lamont
That
some
sounds like a
support.
good idea. Yeah.
All right. It's time for our Give It Air segment, and we're talking about white privilege today. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Okay. White privilege, the subject is that it's not just for personal use, that white privilege can be used to benefit others. Imagine that.
Imagine that. Absolutely.
I know in my personal life's history, my beloved aunt, Anna Mae Weems, has told me several stories about how they used to actually have my mother, who is white, or melanemic, as
Jane
Elliott
yes.
said, go and ask for apartment rentals to see, you know, ahead of time if there was an apartment available, and then finding out if it was actually racism that prevented, you know, the black people in my family from getting the apartment, or, you know, if it was actually legitimate, not available. So that was one instance where white privilege was used, her white privilege was used to benefit others. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk to you about, when we visited Jane Elliott, you were thanking her in the end of the segment that we did, and everything I said, she scolded me, and she started scolding you as well. And she said, don't ever thank a melanemic woman because you've lived the experience.
Right.
Talk about that.
She basically said, yeah, I thanked her for her time as far as being able to, you know, just saying the things that she was saying, and it was well appreciated. And so she was like humble, and she said, don't ever thank a melanemic person for, you know, she said, because the things that I know, I had to learn them. She said, you already know it because it's your life and you're living it. So I'm like, okay. She said the things that she did, like with the blue eyes, brown eyes exercise and things that she did. She said that a woman of color, or black woman, would have lost her job and quite possibly her life. Now, that's not to say that white people don't also lose their lives in the interest of justice. The first person that pops into my mind is Viola Liuzzo, who died in the Freedom Riders back in the 60s. You know, she put herself out there like that. So these things happen. But it demonstrated to me that she was using her privilege to, you know, in the interest of other folks.
All people.
Society, right. So.
Because if a black woman would have spoke up, first of all, nobody would listen because they'd be more like, oh, they're just complaining again.
Angry black woman.
Angry black woman. So, and it's just a sad thing that she mentioned. It's a sad thing that this is a truth. This is a truth. But yeah, so we had to give that a little air tonight.
Yes, because you know air and exposure is the best disinfectant.
That's right. All right. So moving along, newsflash, birthday people, hang in there. We got Rachelle Chase, who has an excellent tenor voice. Yes, we heard all about it all the way from Ottumwa, Iowa. She's going to sing an A and B selection. All right. We had a great time. Did you get to catch our last week's show about the police logo?
I did not.
Didn't you?
No.
Well, we had Tavis Hall and Pat Morrissey.
And Pat Morrissey, who was on the city council. They both talked about the because it's a hot topic and it's something that keeps coming up, and like any hot thing that keeps coming up, at some point you absolutely must address it.
Absolutely.
So I think we're at that place in time, and looking forward to see where this conversation and policy will go.
Yes, yes. So I don't know if you got to, I think we talked about the conversation we had with Jane Elliott. Did you happen to get to see any of the videos?
I saw some of it, yes.
Yeah. Well, we were talking about some of the changes. Oh, there's our picture. Thank you, Agnes. Some of the changes. And that woman, oh my word, she just throws the knowledge at you, and if you can't keep up, then shame on you, right? But some of the things that she talked about was some of the terminology that we use today in the United States. So, and And so we were talking about that, Rachelle and I, and some of the new things that, like, she wanted to call white people all of a sudden melanemic.
I think
Which
she was
means
being a little
lack-
tongue-in-cheek with
Right,
that
tongue
more
in
so than
cheek,
anything else, yeah.
But these are different names, and we were talking today on the phone, Chaveevah and I, and we kind of thought that, you know, these are nice changes, and I think we discussed it too, whether we're willing to take on this initiative to teach our children and grandchildren new terminology. But I think that it's more important that we try to change policy.
Yes, yes.
What are your thoughts on that, Rachelle?
Well, that's what I think that's what I believe. I mean, I don't know that coming up with another name, another word, to me, that's not the most important thing, you know, to address. It's like, and why do I, in a way, you know, we talked about this too, you know, I'm very proud to be Black, and I don't think I have to change that reference or, you know, just because someone else has a negative connotation about something, it's like, no, I'm proud of this. So to your point, I think I'd much rather to see the effort go into policies and changing things and equity and all of that than really spending the time with a name.
Yep. If we get the equal justice under the law piece together, I don't care if we call ourselves rainbows and waterfalls.
Right,
You know?
exactly, equal justice.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And Precious, did
I
you have any
agree.
thoughts on that?
I definitely agree. Changing things that will actually make a difference. So policies will make a difference in the future. How certain lingo that's definitely not as important as something that's going to be more important longevity-wise. So I agree.
Right. Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, there's a lot of things that we don't want to perpetuate, you know, with our children. We want to change certain things, perhaps, about the way we are raising our kids to learn better self-love, self-care, and stuff like that. Body image, all those new things that we know better about now.
Right.
But yeah, and just continue in prayer. Right?
Got to, right? You
All
got
right.
to.
And we know that you know a lot about our subject now, the census.
Oh, yes.
Right? Talk to us about
absolutely.
that.
Yes, you need to go online and complete your census questionnaire. Please do that immediately. Do not wait. We're looking to wrap up our field work here September 30th. That timeline has been moved up, so we would appreciate that you all go on and get that completed so that we can have all our numbers in and so that we all will count. Yes.
And tell us why they moved it up, because I was just sitting back in my chair thinking about I got till October, and you just said, yeah, oh, duh.
As far as
You guys tricked me. I said it. I thought I had till October, and you're like, no, September 30th. That is October.
no, September.
I see what you're doing.
No, I don't make the decisions. I'm just a partnership specialist, so I don't know the real, the math behind all of that. But the decision was made to move the timeline up, and therefore we do need you to go online, or you can still call in and get your responses in. There will be field workers out now that'll be knocking on your door. So if you have not completed your questionnaire, you may get a knock on the door. So
Okay.
expect that.
All right.
And it's quick. That's the
Yes,
thing
it's
too.
very
I was like, I
fast.
thought, I set up the time aside. It's like, no, it was quick.
Okay.
Yeah, very fast.
All right. Well, so she said immediately, so I'm sure everybody quit watching the show.
As soon as the show is over.
They went and filled out their census. All the viewers are gone. Okay. Do we have any comments? Would you mind reading?
I
Okay.
didn't have any new ones that I just checked.
All right. Okay, so we want to tell us, everybody, you didn't know we were having a contest today, but we are. We have our Waterloo Proud person today, Chaveevah. Mm-hmm. And who is that? Can you give our viewers a clue?
Yes, I'll throw out a little clue there for you, and see, you should be able to find out who this person is immediately. Okay, name the woman who just completed 40 years.
40 years.
40 years of service with the Boys and Girls Club of the
Okay.
Cedar Valley. You know, she has really touched so many lives in the position that she's been in, and she makes us Waterloo proud. I know who she is, so I have to really disqualify myself because
Right.
she definitely Yes.
She does, and she just meets you at the door there, and she takes care of all those children. Can you imagine 40 years worth of kids,
Yes.
and they listen to her?
Yeah.
So make sure that you answer our question, and you can win a copy of Travis, It's Not Your Birthday, written by me and illustrated by Chaveevah. So that's our gift today. Answer the question, Waterloo Proud. All right, first person to answer that.
Here's some comments.
Okay, thank you,
I
Ed.
just noticed that. First of all, they're all by Amy Cass.
Oh, Amy!
So her first one is, my census was already completed over a month ago.
There you go, Amy.
She also says, when we all know better, we all do better together.
Yes, that's right.
And her final one is, she's a huge fan of Jane Elliott, trying to emulate her behavior as a pallid person. Listen carefully to voices most impacted and an advocate when I can sow, they are heard. When I can sow, they are heard.
Right, right. We
Thank
love
you.
Amy.
There you go, Amy.
Now you know why
Oh, wait, where's that at?
Agnes is in his ear, I think.
Chaveevah page. Okay.
You're trying to keep
Let's
up
see if I
with.
can find it. It's on the Rocki and Chaveevah page. We have a winner, apparently.
Oh, right.
Gloria and Dale says Gloria.
Okay, Lori. Yes, Ms. Gloria, to you that don't know her. So yes, congratulations, Lori. Just what you need. A copy of my book. All right, we want to ask everybody to follow us on YouTube. Just type in North End Update. You'll find us. And thank you for binge watching during the pandemic. Want to tell everybody we are being safe today. We have our masks at hand, but when we're on set, we're 6 feet apart and being socially distant, and we feel very safe today.
Absolutely. We do.
How you been handling the pandemic, Chaveevah?
Doing a lot of cooking.
Yes.
A lot of cooking, a lot of eating, just getting sort of gourmet with stuff, and that's fine. You know, you got to do
Rachelle.
something. Trying to be creative.
Rachelle, you're traveling. How is that? Is it extra nerve-wracking going to different hot spots in the state, or are you?
Well, it hasn't been too bad because I've been in my little cocoon in my RV. So it's kind of like, you know, I feel much better. You know, I cook inside. So it's like I'm not really, you know, being outside more than necessary. But what is concerning is I'm still so concerned about the number of people that don't wear masks. I mean, I cannot believe it. And that will come up to you, and I'm like constantly doing this dance, like moving back, and finally I have to say, you know, look, I'm trying to practice social distancing. Oh, I don't believe in that. It's like, well, I do.
There you
You
go.
know, so
There you go.
that is really what's concerning, is just the disregard of the social distancing. That's what I'm noticing.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
so I quickly get back in my vehicle and stay there.
Right, and I can't blame you there. And Precious, we were talking before the show, and I know that for children it can be almost traumatizing sometimes.
I absolutely agree. I do feel like my son's KJ, he's 9 years old. I feel like he is definitely traumatized. I do my best to not discuss it a lot. You know, when it initially happened, you have to explain kind of what's going on, why there's no school and things like that. But I try not to have it running on the TV and things like those updates that the governor gives. I try to watch it privately so that my children really aren't affected, but they still are affected. As I mentioned earlier, they were shopping with their dad in Minneapolis here last week, and he was literally traumatized by all the people. So he didn't want anyone. He had on a My Life Matters shirt, which I created, but
Yes.
the lady said, "Oh, I love your shirt," and he's just like jumps back, like, don't come anywhere near me. And they had to, you know, leave because they were just so like shook up by being around so many people, because we have kept the children at home and not really, we don't take them to the grocery stores or anything like that. It's just, you know, usually one person or two of us. It's not really the little kids. So it's been challenging, and trying to get his mind geared into, you know, you're going to go back to school here in a few weeks.
KJ is going to be homeschooling himself. He's not thinking about no school, I promise
Yeah,
you.
he's not, but he's going back to
Okay.
school.
Mom and Dad say, KJ, you're going to school.
Yeah.
Well, I understand. I haven't left the house all week. I did leave. My kids took me to a restaurant, you know, and I saw 3 more people come in, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be in the car. So yeah, I understand it, but you tell KJ, just back up and let the lady look at your shirt. Don't be bad for business.
Right.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, we're going to get started with our Soul Town. Have you subscribed to the Soul Town?
How did I miss that? No.
You haven't?
No.
Oh, honey, you missing it.
Oh, this is fantastic.
It is. We get
at
to
this
talk
point,
about it.
Yeah, most people have already seen and heard of the Soul Town, and so it's great when there's somebody who hasn't. It was started by Chaveevah, who is from here by way of Chicago, just like me. She started this. Oh my goodness, how many years has it been
Oh
now?
my, 17, I believe. It was 2017 when I believe it
Okay.
started. Yeah.
Okay, and the readership and everything has grown from local to nationwide to basically worldwide. It's in about 17 or 18 different countries. The issues, the things that are talked about are as everyday as anything that happens anywhere. So that sort of makes us a cyber community. Right. And it's very interesting.
Yeah, and
Very
you can,
well
Gonna
done.
get it.
And that magazine is what inspired our show.
Really?
So you can also watch our show virtually on there. You just press play.
See, there we are.
There we are, Rocki and Chaveevah Live. You can catch us if
On the
you get the
digital
version. And boom shakalaka, it's all together. So it inspired this show. And just like this show, it's worldwide and it's seen in how many countries? 17.
Something like that.
And 4 planets.
That's right.
Okay. So get your edition at thesoultown.com.
Yes.
All right. So we got to talk to you, Rachelle. We know that actually you came here to kind of talk to us, and we switched it around, and now we get to talk to you.
I know. How did that happen?
Right. I told her I was very persuasive. She just wanted to watch, and I'm like, no,
Exactly.
no. And who knew we'd be color coordinated?
Exactly. I
She
know.
said she didn't have anything to wear, so I know. I'm watching you now. Tell us about you. What brings you to Waterloo?
Well, I just recently started working at the Iowa starting line as a Waterloo reporter, and so I'm coming and I was trying to take pictures for some of the upcoming stories that I'm going to be writing about, and spending more time up here, obviously getting to know Waterloo and getting to meet with people. So that's what brought me up here this time.
And Kanye West, you was working on a story about him, and then she wanted to talk to us too. And I'm like, wow, us and Kanye? Are you sure?
I wasn't exactly working on that one. I was looking for, like we talked about, I heard that, there was canvassing going on that, to get him on the ballot, for president.
Yeah.
And so there was this story that they were actually, the Republicans were behind it, going and paying, trying to get people to vote, thinking they were registering to vote, but it was actually to get him on the ticket. So I was actually trying to find, they said, go to like Walmarts or, different grocery stores where people congregate and see if you could find anybody. So I was trying to find somebody, but I didn't find any.
And I saw the article. Was that your picture that you took of the police car? I saw.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
Yeah.
We want to know about her newspaper. What's the name of it?
The Iowa starting line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk about that.
Yeah.
I mean, that was just July 28th. You got hired. I think I saw that.
This is like, well, gosh, it feels like week 5 or 6, but it's actually only week 1.5. It's like brand new. No, I mean, it's just been very busy. It's been, really neat. So
You hit the ground running.
Hit the ground running. That's right. The first one was about Tyson, just the quiet. We're not really hearing a lot of what's going on, there. And then I attended one of the board of supervisor meetings and wrote about that. And then just recently about the opinion piece that was in the Courier, and then the logo, and that's of course generating some more conversation. I think I talked to Tavis the day before he showed up, and then I was going to a protest. Actually, I was protesting, so that's why I wasn't able to watch it. But so yeah, it's been keeping me very busy, very busy. But I'm still writing about squeezing in time to still continue on working on the Buxton stuff though too.
Yep, that's what I really wanted to ask you about. What is it what inspired you to focus on writing about Buxton?
Right.
To be honest, I wasn't even living in Iowa at the time. I was living in San Francisco, and I had visited a friend of mine who lived here in Iowa, and she and her husband took me to the site. And I just couldn't believe that such a town existed, you know, in 1900, in this time of, you know, extreme racism and violence and Klan activity. It's like, really, in the middle of Iowa in farmland, you know, there's this town where people are, you know, blacks are treated equal and they're the leaders in the community. I mean, I just couldn't believe this. So I would just keep researching it. And then when I was looking for a place to move that had a lower cost of living, I thought, you know what, why not? If I come to Iowa, I can write the book. And so one book turned into 2 books. And I'm working on some other projects on it now as well.
Wow.
So
Wow. Had to
kept
be
me busy.
intense research.
Oh, yeah.
How accessible was the information about, you know, find out, you know, how easy was it or difficult to come across information about Buxton?
The information wasn't as hard as the images. You know, my first book was mainly images. So it was like trying to find them. You know, I needed to have 200 and some or however many, 100 and whatever. And so that was the hard part. And so I stumbled across private collectors, people that were collecting in addition to the African American Museum, you know, in Cedar Rapids and the Iowa State Historical Society, or State Historical Society of Iowa. But yeah, that was the harder part, you know, finding the information and finding new information. That's what was harder. Finding, you know, trying to find stuff that hadn't already been written about Buxton. So
Great.
that's what I was
Well,
trying to
tell everybody where they can get a copy or how to get a hold to you if they have story ideas for
I
your new
would love it.
job.
I would love it. If they have story ideas for Iowa Starting Line, I mean, I'm really looking for just a wide variety, you know, like profiles, positive things about Waterloo, you know, combating this image, you know, the number 1 worst place for black people, you know,
Right.
that article
Thank
that came
you.
out.
Yes.
I want to like do some positive things as well as, you know, some things that might need to change. So you can write me at Rachelle, Rachelle, at iowastartingline.com.
Awesome.
And then for the
Right.
Buxton books, you can find those. Of course, they're online. Arcadia Publishing, Amazon. They're local. They were at Barnes & Noble in a few places. You can get it for pretty much any bookstore online store that you want to shop at. You can find it.
Awesome. We were so lucky to get you today.
Yes.
And Precious. Shaveeva. Take it away, Shaveeva.
Okay.
Precious is
Yeah, just I'm sure there are maybe a few people who don't know who you are, right?
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
So just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Precious Clark Muhammad. I am originally from Chicago as well.
really? I had no idea.
Yeah, I've been here for over 20 years. So very long time. I've enjoyed being in Waterloo. But during this time of the pandemic, I had an opportunity to make some good use of downtime, and that's how I started my good things. Actually, about 1.5 years prior, I started doing some charity work in the community where I donate baskets to Habitat Habitat for Humanity, my apologies. So when there's a home dedication, I dedicate a home basket to the new homeowners, and I really enjoyed being a part of that and celebrating in their big day. So, but that started with me trying to just kind of give back to the community. We did some uniforms and toiletries and things like that. My church, Hope City Church, we have missional communities, and Vera did one, and it was primarily about celebrating sisterhood. And you could find that there's an organization on Facebook now.
Oh, right. We love that.
Yes.
And so that's how I she had this idea. We always have to do some type of give back to the community. And it was a May Day celebration. So we filled all the Cedar Valley little pantries. And we filled those on May 1. And during that time, as we were filling in with food, I realized that sometimes when we put toiletry items in there, those things often went faster than the food at times.
Wow.
So I said, aha, there's a need in the community. So that's how I started the Good Things Network, where I started trying to give toiletries and things out like that to the community. Wow. So during this pandemic, I had this downtime, like, well, let me see, like what else I can do to kind of help fund that. so I can keep giving back to the community. So I started Good Things by Precious, and that's where I have personal handmade items, T-shirts, masks, oven mitts, hats,
Wow, look at
you name
she
it.
has-
And I'm
Yeah.
just,
How
I've enjoyed.
exciting.
I just thank you to everybody. Everyone has been so supportive and just so
wonderful.
patient with me. I can't believe that I started this the first week of June. I
Oh,
really
my.
started, and all I could really do was make like a mug. I was doing Father's Day mugs, and
Okay.
so that's all. Now I'm doing shirts. I mean, I'm doing orders of 25, 30 shirts,
my.
and it's just
Good,
been.
good,
So
good.
I do have a gift for you guys.
Oh, for us?
Yeah, so I made a mask, your boom shakalaka,
Oh, wow.
and a T-shirt. Now, I think I'm gonna get caught. Look,
Halfway.
Wow.
yeah. So I wanted to have something for you guys. So and it's handmade with love by me. So I really.
You.
And I also I wrote a
And
little.
it matches my outfit.
Oh, look at that.
I wrote a little handbook. It's called the Jesus Diet. It's a guide to self-reflection. It was the first piece I've done, so it's about 40 pages. It's a quick read. So this is by me also. This is my first time doing this, and I've enjoyed doing it. So and it's available on Amazon as well. So you can contact me, or you can get it on Amazon. It's $9.99. So yeah.
How
That's
nice.
it.
Well, if you can say that there's something good about this pandemic, it has really brought out people's creativity. It has really inspired a lot of people to make business moves to begin,
Yes.
and it's lovely to see.
Yeah.
It really
Yes,
is.
it is.
Yes.
And thank you so
You're
very
very
much for
welcome.
thinking of us.
Yes.
And we may have a big order. I could see you being really busy making T-shirts and masks
Yeah.
for North End Update. Shakalaka, it is. That's right. Well, thank you once
You're
again.
very welcome.
And now we're going to go ahead and get those singing voices some air. Do you guys need to tune up at all, or?
And
I'm lip
have-
syncing.
Yes, I have
Right.
advice. If you can't sing good, do what I do: sing loud. There you go.
But if you're gonna sing loud, you gotta put your mask on. 'Cause
That's
all
right.
the-
Yeah.
over there, because all the
Exactly.
droplets. We're trying to get all the
Exactly.
droplets
No,
out.
no,
Okay. So we got some birthday people, Chaveevah.
Yes, we do. The first one is my cousin, Rocki Rice. Happy
Hey,
birthday.
Rocki, yes.
Next is my granddaughter. Wow. Gabrielle Cheyenne Carter. Happy birthday.
Yes, Gabby.
Andy Footman.
Yes.
Patricia L. Harris.
Chicken
and juice.
Hey, chicken and juice, Patty. We love you.
Yes, and Valerie Norman.
Yes. We also have Sheila Housey. Yes.
Hey, hey.
Renita Wright. I got my paparazzi.
There you go. Okay.
Okay, Maddie Sink, baby Maddie, and Jimmy Cook, the tall, dark, handsome Jimmy Cook. Christy Thompson,
Yes.
Jessica.
Yes, Jessica Rucker, Willie Gary, Melissa Tate, Gail LaFleur, and Charles Pearson.
Yes, the historian.
Yeah.
Charles Pearson. Hopefully you'll get to talk to him.
Oh, I have.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
She knows all the good folks. All right. We like to sing the Stevie Wonder version for all you wonderful birthday people. And it goes something like this. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday.
All right.
All right. Yes.
See, that's pretty
Ed did
painless.
not cooperate. I thought we were going to have a little bit of bass in
No,
the song.
he wasn't even humming.
Ed didn't even clap his hands. Okay. Any closing comments, Ed, that you have for us?
Just a couple from Amy Cass.
Amy, we love Amy. She's not our only viewer.
Yeah, she's been hanging with us today, right?
Oh, we got Lori. She got
She
it.
said that I didn't know there was a second book. She read the first one because she heard about it on PBS.
Oh, all right.
So she'll get the second one. And then she also said I've seen Precious's baskets because I knew Robin and Ryan Shatek that also attended Hope City Church. Robin is Denal's cousin, I
Yeah.
apparently.
Oh.
Daniel,
Awesome.
yes,
All
yes.
Awesome.
And tell us where they can get their gifts. I mean, Precious.
At Good Things
Good
by
Things.
Precious on Facebook. You can follow me there.
Okay,
Okay,
sounds
nice.
good. Well, thank you both very, very much for being here.
Thank you.
And you on such a short notice.
Yeah.
What a
Thank you.
sport.
Thank you.
All right. And I guess we're going to encourage everyone to keep doing more of what makes you awesome.
Because it makes us
All look
good.
good. Boom shakalaka.
And see you next time.
shakalaka.
See you next time.